What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling excellent today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just epic, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Harrison has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, sun, moon, rising, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the ghetto moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And there'll be plenty of them, Cancer, all over the place. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. In Cancer, happy Jupiter Day. It's Thursday. Hope you're feeling abundant, ready to expand, ready to grow, and hopefully ready to get in touch with that spiritual side of you, Cancer. Know Jupiter dealing with spirituality because the moon is going void of course today. And the moon's going to be going void of course at about 2:34 in the morning, and that'll be Eastern time. Okay. And then she'll be moving from Gemini into Cancer at about 8:31 in the morning. So we're looking at about a 5-hour and 57-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with the moon being back at home, the moon's feeling good. She's ready to kick back, relax. Oh, actually, I did this last time, Cancer, and I forgot. I skipped over what the void of course means. So for those of you who know, the void of course energy is a great energy for recharging your batteries, doing some introspective work. Because I tell you, Cancer, we can, being as deep feelers as we are and how often we can feel, we just want to make sure to check in and see the energies that we do accumulate from those around us, whether this be in like our living space or even as we're out on our commute or even at the store, at our job, wherever that's looking like, because we can, especially being water signs, we can take on so much there. So it's nice to just kind of wash those energies away, and however that may look like for you, Cancer. Maybe it's literally just like being, more mindful when we're in the shower, just like as far as like cleansing or just cleansing in general, or maybe this is lighting some incense or even listening to some healing music, getting out in nature, whatever that is to recharge your batteries there, Cancer. And this is a great energy too, or something to pay attention to during this energy as well, is that people may be less likely to make decisions during this time, and that also that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes. So something to pay attention to there, Cancer. Now, with the moon being back at home, her going void of course, and all that lovely little stuff there, Cancer. This is a very sensitive placement for the moon, because now she's allowed to, she's at home, she can feel however she wants to feel. And I feel like that is very nice for us, Cancer, because that just heightens our intuition more. Because being the feelers that we are, that is how we kind of intuit through this realm here. So, but be also mindful, just of that oversensitivity there, Cancer, and just something to be something to be mindful of. But also, Cancer, it's a great healing energy as well. We're just thinking with like how the moon in our sign can deal with nurturing and being associated with the fourth house, the sign of the home. This is a great energy for maybe you just want to stay just kind of tucked into your own safe space there, Cancer, kind of getting your shell, kind of clean up everything, maybe cook the home, cook a meal, maybe be amongst like close family, friends, things along those lines. But also very great energy too for showing compassion towards others and towards yourself there, Cancer. So really, just really beautiful energy when the moon's at home. So enjoy that, Cancer. And then with us being in the last quarter phase here, I feel there's a great energy kind of coupling with the void, of course, because it's a great energy for cleansing as well, for forgiveness and compassion, considering that, because maybe for some, if we had started off this lunar cycle and maybe this thing hadn't quite stuck how we want to, we don't want to just feel defeated, Cancer. We get back up and we keep trying, just keep modifying as it makes sense. And this is a great energy too for, doing any like emotional or physical decluttering there, Cancer. Kind of tying up loose ends, kind of taking responsibility for what we achieved during this thing and what we didn't, and how we're going to go into it to the next lunar cycle there. Because this is where the last quarter phase, both of the quarter phases are where the moon is forming a square with the sun. So that's harsher energy that's coming through there. That's where the challenges are coming through. So just something to pay attention to there, Cancer. Kind of out with the old and release those negative energies. And then last few things. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, which I got some new ones that just came in, Cancer. I got some new stuff for this next lunar cycle I'm excited to bust out. But I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching, Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive group. I think you'd enjoy them. Let's get into your general energy of the day here, Cancer. Oh, and are you feeling abundant? Because you got the 8th card of Virgos here, which is the Grapes card. And with this card, Cancer, this is a card of abundance, bearing fruit, harvest, fertility, merriment, prosperity, surplus, fullness, juicy, overindulge, tempting, goodness, plentiful, wealth, and enjoy the fruits of your labor. And interesting, Cancer, the energy that's coming through here is the fertility. And I will say, for some of you, if we're thinking about, excuse me, if we're thinking about maybe having maybe starting ourselves a little family there, since the moon is in that kind of fourth house type of energy, dealing with the home, can also deal with family, children, and things. Cancer might be a great energy for that. And I mean, we're in romantic energy of Libra season. Love it. But also, Cancer, you know, I feel like maybe for some that there is this, if maybe we're getting ready to maybe have children, or maybe this could be maybe we're getting ready to, give birth, or maybe even thinking about adoption, things along those lines. And I feel like there's this energy of just like how do we intend on kind of nurturing this new life that's kind of coming into this mix here, whether that's either way, there's a new life that, however it's translating, it's still a new life coming into your realm regardless. And it's just like, how do we, I almost feel like it's fertility in the sense of just like, now that you have this energy here, how do we help that that little being grow there, that little human, little, just kind of prosper and come into to receive all the abundance that the universe has to offer, in a sense. There's some real kind of, definitely, some fears that might be coming through, but it's a mix of like that fear, that excitement, that it's just a whole, and we might be feeling a lot with that, Cancer, because that is, I feel like, a really big deal when it comes to those types of things. So that's just some of the energy that's coming through there. Very kind of Queen of Cups energy. I'm kind of even like Empress kind of coming through there, so I like that. But I also am feeling with this too, Cancer, I'm thinking about fertility in the sense of like fecundity, and like this sense of like having this, almost like being kind of like fertile with like ideas and things, Cancer. As far as like maybe for some, we've just been feeling really prolific as of late, or maybe your mind has been racing, maybe you've had these ideas, and there's just some things that are, some seeds that are wanting to be kind of sown there, so that we can really kind of like help them grow and help them prosper. And I feel that if you've been feeling that way, Cancer, just like really been, maybe the mind's been turning, start writing some of this stuff down and see, it may not make sense in that moment, but kind of let that marinate for a little bit. And then as you start kind of manifesting things, I feel like pieces will start kind of coming together there. Yeah, it's very interesting energy there, Cancer. It's almost like kind of like Ace of Pentacles vibes, but let me get some tarot on this and get some details. Thank you. All right, Cancer, let's see what's going on here. Oh, working on that Empress energy. I see you, Cancer. But you have the King of Stars, the King of Wands, the Knight of Crystals, the Page of Stars. A lot of people here. The Two of Cups, and then the Nine of Stars, Cancer. And I feel like for some, there is this kind of this, there's this loving energy here that I feel like is happening. That there's this, getting ready to, maybe we're taking our love to like that next step. It's like the love is just like it's overflowing, and we're ready to kind of share this with a new being here, kind of start something fresh here. This is either like like in literal like kind of pregnancy here, or I feel like or like adoption or type thing, or it's like there's this just this idea that I feel like is trying to just be planted here to come to fruition. And I almost feel like with the Knight of Wands being here, that we are sort of, I feel like there are this energy of there's this apprehension maybe for some. It's like maybe we're, because it's this interesting mix here, Cancer. I feel like now I'm gonna lean a little more towards like if we have like some ideas or maybe something that we're trying to get to fruition. Maybe this is like a business, or maybe this is like a project you want to start. Maybe this is like a hobby, or but I'm feeling this energy with the Knight of Crystals too. Oh, and by the way, Cancer, the crystals are swords, and then the stars are pentacles in this deck. And there's this energy of wanting to kind of work on this whatever this is that we may be trying to bring to fruition here. But there's this nervous energy, I feel like, that's preventing us from really going forward there. And it's like the passion and the drive, like the it's like there's this, what it's maybe this idea is missing. It's like the feelings and the thoughts are there, but since the King of Stars and the King of Wands are here, it's like all it needs is that fuel and that structure in order to really get this thing down. There's like a discipline that's needing to be had, like this in a need to kind of, because the Knight of Crystals, he's like going against this wind here. It's like the wind's blowing, like the trees are interesting. It's like, no, that's interesting. I'm kind of looking at that. It's like the wind is blowing in the opposite direction. It's opposing him, but he's still bringing his force, his own air, his thoughts, and his passion, his fuel to the mix. It's like that tenacity that I feel like is kind of pushing through, and to kind of really bring this thing to bringing form to this thing. And let me get a little bit more on these kings here. I think I'm gonna get a little bit for both of them. Let me start with the King of Stars here, Cancer. Let's see what's going on with this King of Stars here. Interesting, Cancer. Oh, and Wifey came through here. Interesting, Cancer. So the King of Stars is clarified by the Queen of Stars and the King of Cups here. And that's interesting, Cancer, because you are getting quite a bit of people here. And I feel like that there's... Maybe for some, Cancer, this might be an energy where you might need to do some collaboration with, whatever this idea is, because it's like it's getting bigger the more people that are kind of coming into this mix here. And I feel that it almost feels like that whatever this is, this dream that you may be starting, or maybe this endeavor, or whatever this is, it's just like there's this... It's almost like this checking in with like your support system to see if they are there to you know, if they're offering like, you know, not necessarily like the resources, but like maybe offering you like ideas maybe, or it's just like, it's like maybe you're trying to tackle on a lot here, Cancer, possibly trying to bring a bunch to fruition. You've been giving me kind of like Seven of Cups vibes in a sense, and there's a need to maybe kind of, maybe there's a way to kind of work this energy, kind of give others ideas and things like, because with the King of Cups, he's thrown down an ocean. If he were to focus on everything that's happening there, he'd never come back up for air, Cancer, never get something started. And let me see what's going on with this King of Wands here. Okay, so the King of Wands is clarified by the Five of Wands. And as you see how all these hands are kind of bringing a candle into the mix here. And maybe that's, for some, it's just like, it's either we're working with others, like physically doing like some collaboration, it's like some co-creation, or it's just like we're getting the ideas, or you know, like kind of bouncing off some ideas with people as far as like what would be maybe the best way of going about this. But I'm even getting an energy though, Cancer, of just kind of being mindful of who we might be sharing our ideas with. Notice like if someone's kind of like, well, Cancer, I don't know if that's a good idea. Like, and not in a way. It's one thing to provide constructive criticism, but if it's another thing, if it's just like just completely slashing it all together, like no, Cancer, that's dumb. Why would you even think of that? You know what I mean, Cancer? All right, Cancer. Very interesting start there. Let's get some more on this. All right, Cancer. So you have the World card here, and then you have the Knight of Wands, and then the Four of Crystals here. And I feel like with the World being here, Cancer, I'm almost feeling that I almost feel like that there's this energy of wanting to maybe even like join a group in a sense. You know, there's just with how you, it's like it's like this energy of, it's almost like in a sense of like we're building this, in a sense, this soul tribe in a way, that there's, it's just like maybe for some we've been kind of yearning for this group. It's just like that, maybe there's been just a lot of people that have been kind of getting in the way of getting to where you want to be in a sense. And I don't want to say a lot of people, but this could be maybe even like stuff from work, this could be stuff from family, maybe even in like love, maybe this could be stuff in, I'm gonna get a little bit more on that World there, Cancer. Let me get a little bit more on the World before I get into this. Thank you. Oh, and there's a King of Cups wife. So you have the Justice card, the Queen of Cups, our card, and then the Hermit here, Cancer. You know what, Cancer? I'm even kind of getting for some. I feel like there's this question of who you want to be. in this world. You know, maybe we've been trying to take on a bunch of things, trying to bring, take again all these fruitful ideas, these fertile energy, and like trying to manifest this stuff here, but nothing seems to quite balance out. Maybe for some others here is where this energy is now kind of shifting, and there's this energy of like kind of reflecting on, maybe asking yourself these deeper questions, like who you want to be. Are you are you following your true kind of heart's intentions here and really kind of nurturing the being that you want to be here, Cancer? But it even feels too, it's just like, because Libra, the Justice card, deals with one-on-one relationships, and considering you got like a small little army here, Cancer, it, there's, it's like there may be some, just like I was talking with the Five of Wands here, it's like there's feels like maybe there's some conflicting energies with maybe some of the people that are around you here, and it's just like maybe we're trying to fit ourselves in this mold to kind of make these things work here, but it's becoming a little too much there. It's like we're trying to make, like, wear all the hats, or it's like we're trying to bring others up here, Cancer, but we're not necessarily focusing on what your world really looks like, and it might be through this helping of others, but just something doesn't quite feel in balance here, Cancer. And I'm just thinking with the Queen of Cups is that she can be impressionable by the energies of the cards around her, and considering how our sign can take on these energies of others, there's there's a lot of energy coming through here, Cancer. Because I'm even getting even like on a. I think I'm gonna pull out of that, Cancer, because that's a. Hmm. All right, let's get some advice from the Moon here, Cancer. Hmm. And let's look at your Cancer. Oh, and there we are, Cancer. All right, so you have, hmm. So you have the Two of Wands, the Six of Crystals, the Magician, and then us, Cancer, the Chariot. Let's switch back over here, Cancer, because there's a lot going on with this. Because I feel that there's even for some, it's just like that maybe we've been just surrounded by a lot of energies here of late. There's like, I feel like it's like this energies of others. It's like we haven't had a break to maybe kind of be by ourselves and just kind of go void a course for a little while, and it's just like it's starting to, I feel like, affect your ability to manifest in a way, or it's just like it's yeah, it's just like it's affecting which way we want to take our course here. It's a whole mix of energies coming through here. There's this lost energy that's coming through, like kind of finding this sense of identity. There's this, maybe even for some, where it might even be kind of if we're just kind of getting back on that kid aspect for a second, there's this energies of like maybe even like the people who we want to have around them, or it can even be this energy of just like who we want to bring along with this on our journey here, Cancer, with this, with the Chariot, the six of swords being here. But let me get a little bit more on our card here before we close out here, Cancer. Hmm. Interesting. So the Chariot. Okay. So yeah, the Chariot is clarified by the Four of Wands and the Lovers here, Cancer, and I feel like there is this energy of just like, yeah, just like who we want to take, who we want to like, how who do we want to move on with our journey here? Who's going to? And I don't feel like it's not necessary. It's more so like a way of, excuse me, Cancer. This might be, it's like paying attention to those who you really kind of connect with, Cancer, who want to bring, who it's like who you want. It's like that kind of Six of Pentacles type of energy where it's just like, there's this giving and receiving type of energy, that mutual type of growth in a sense. And hmm and for some, we may even be thinking about it this as far as like along from a partner standpoint. But all right, Cancer. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. That's a lot to think about there, Cancer. And I hope that made sense, Cancer. But if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, Cancer. If you know someone who's, I don't know, maybe we're thinking about this, like this next step who we're gonna start our life with, or who maybe this could be even as far as like friends, family, and yeah, a whole lot of energy here, Cancer. But then subscribe there, Chariot. Hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each week or each day. And then lastly, check your sun, your moon, your rising. You got Mercury here, got Saturn here. Just check your chart there, Cancer. Then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist State. I do weekly videos, monthly ones, yearly ones, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping, it's down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. And you got the Strength card here. And I feel with the Strength card popping up here, Cancer, I feel like it's paying attention to those who we're in harmony with, who we're how we have this, who bring this sort of like who we have this sort of deep connection with, and who just kind of like saps from your energy there, that takes from your strength, that requires way more for them than they do for you. That reciprocity that's there. But and considering too that you got a couple of divine counterparts here, Cancer, with the King Queen of Stars, King Queen of Cups. I feel like there is strength in those bonds there, and maybe for some we've been kind of doing things by ourselves, but there's a need to remember that we're all a team in this. We're all part of that soul tribe, and there are times where we do things separately, Cancer, but there are times where it's nice to have those that we can kind of call upon for help and for guidance, and just for some advice, or And that could be something too, just making that we might be afraid to just kind of ask for help there, Cancer. But let me get your oracle card here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Interesting, Cancer. So you have the 37th card, which is the Rhodiola card. It's a card of wisdom. This is ruled by Mercury. Got Mercury here and Uranus. And I feel with this that there is this energy of, even if there's some that even if there's some energies or some people or situations that we need to leave behind, Cancer, or just kind of go apart from for a while, to I feel like to not just completely dismiss that relationship, considering these people that popped up here. All of these experience here, these relationships they were important at some point. They were meant to, they serve some sort of purpose for you, Cancer, for your growth. And there is wisdom and discernment that we can get from that going forward. How we interact with others, who we let into our sphere. How we interact. Did I say that? Just how we interact, Cancer. But yeah, I feel like it's not dismissing that wisdom from there as well, Cancer. Just really kind of pay attention to that, and how these like relationships with others and this co-creation, these choices that we make, just kind of shape your abundance over time here. But I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. But you stay safe out there. All these decisions and this people, and this is a very interesting reading. You keep eyes on the moon there, Cancer. Yeah, maybe do some meditation when you find yourself some time, and just kind of just reflect on these experiences here, Cancer. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.